I think if we talk about decolonization of mind and talk about it in the context of a critique to development, which definitely the predominant notion of development is very much Western driven. It's also is a result of colonization. It is a result of this notion of higher, wider, faster, and so on. So it's the progression. It's based on extractivist kind of mindset. It's based on exploitation of human labor. It's not necessarily based on the notion of creating prosperity and equality, and also on the notion of development for people's needs, like a people-centered development. It's really more a notion of transactionist, monetized, commodified notions of capitalism that we kind of grew up with. And so decolonizing the mind also actually needs to reinvent terminology, notions of development, perspectives, because it's like certain terminology and also technical language really carry inherently a particular, if you so want, colonial notion of prosperity and growth. And so far, I think it is important if we, I think for both the North and the South, it's not just an issue for the global South to decolonize. It's I think equally an important also in terms of imagination to decolonize the concept of development from this ever growing kind of economic model that's not really sustainable and equitable for people's needs. I think the challenge really is that if you have these aspirations to actually take development into your own hand, to kind of provide for your own people, still the underlying question is on what model? What are your priorities? What are actually the priorities for the investment, for the redoing, for the decolonization of economic systems, economic thinking, again, of terminology, of kind of notions of what you need to provide for people to have a happy life, and to also look into your own history and rediscover civilizational knowledge, relational kind of values that go beyond that deeply enshrined transactionist and monetized kind of way of producing for prosperity, and to rather than see how else could you actually base your decolonized development model on your own roots, capacities, intellectual kind of richness, because there is a lot also in literature, in the arts, that speaks to these elements and notions that might be more of your own than what was received.
Yeah, in some ways it's like freedom of choice.
But freedom of choice actually is only possible if you have the means available. Power, but also like the kind of economic means that you choose. And choice means that you are not embedded in a global system that's inherently unjust and where more powerful nations actually determine like the way, like the terms of trade. Yeah, or the terms of investment, or the terms of development. So I think that's a real challenge. But if you don't have an imagination, if you don't have a vision, how can you actually define alternative ways of thinking to finally really go into this process of Decolonizing the Mindset.